Hey everyone, welcome to our Monday night meeting. It is June 11th. My goal for tonight is to keep it short since I am exhausted because I only got 3 hours of sleep and he's going to go crazy if I don't get some sleep tonight. So what I wanted to talk about today before I get my workout in is habits. So you guys obviously know we've been harping on this a lot. This is our theme for our challenge group this month is building healthier habits. Um, what is a habit? Habit is something that your body does unconsciously or without thinking or with little to no effort. Other words for this are comfort zone, autopilot, things like that. So a lot of times we think about building healthier habits in terms of eating healthy, exercising, cutting junk food, stopping smoking, things like that. But a habit is something, obviously, that can be as simple as the way you go home from work every day. You don't even think about it. And that's why you just say, oh, I'm on autopilot. And why the purpose for our habits is it lets our brain kind of shut down a little bit. It lets it not have to work so hard. So instead of putting 100% energy into dealing with X, Y, or Z thing while particularly under stress or doing this, if we're doing something that becomes a habit, our brain can kind of power down on that and then devote more energy elsewhere. So what does that mean for you and for this group? Is if you have a habit of something, you need to replace it with something else. Your body and your brain are not going to want to just give up that ease, give up that opportunity to power down. Our bodies are habitually lazy. Same thing with when you work out. If you haven't built up one certain muscle group and you're trying to do an exercise, you have to really, really focus on form because your body is going to want to find the easiest way possible to do that exercise, whether or not it's correct, whether or not it's safe. It wants to find the way to take the least amount of energy possible to do the task that your brain is telling your body to do. So like squats. That's why we always say keep your knees behind your toes. It's going to make your glutes and your hamstrings work a lot harder. But your body doesn't want to have to work hard, so it wants to push your knees forward, so you actually are relying on your knee joints to support you in that downward squat motion as opposed to your muscles. It's easier. Is it better for you? No. It's harder on your knees, harder on your joints, but less energy expenditure, so your body wants to do that. Same thing with autopilot, same thing with habits. So, for instance, if you're a stress eater, or let's not even get into stress because that's even harder. If you have a habit of wanting to have dessert at night, or wanting to have a drink at night, or wanting to have something to eat after dinner, if that has become a habit to you that you don't even think about that, you reach for that dessert, you reach for that cocktail, you reach for that glass of wine, you reach for that whatever, at the end of the night, that is a habit. You can't, it's going to be really, really, really tough to just cold turkey cut it out. It just is. But what you can do is replace that habit of having that wind down, relaxation, sweet treat, whatever it is, with something else. And that's where you have to do the homework. You have to look at the habits that you want to change and think about what is cueing me, what's telling my body, okay, go into this action, go into this habit, start this, start the autopilot process toward this habit now. So in this case, dinner is over, kids are in bed, you plop down the couch, your brain goes autopilot dessert, or autopilot glass of wine, or whatever. So figure out what the cue is. Maybe it's being stressed. Maybe it's whatever that habit is. So figure out the cue of that's what's causing the behavior you want to change, and then think about what you're getting out of it. So what is that dessert for you? Is it just the sweet treat at the end of the night? Is the relaxation? Is it just a signal to your brain, like kind of a reward for the end of your day. Hey, you made it, you survived. So here's a piece of, here's a cookie, here's a bowl of ice cream to reward yourself. And it's different for everyone. So I can't say like, oh, replace that with this, replace A habit with B alternative, because the reasoning is going to be different for everyone. So for me, like, I liked having, obviously before I was pregnant, especially when my husband, or only when my husband was on his weekend, he would sit down and have a beer. I would sit down and have a hard seltzer water, and we just go, and it was that relaxation time, that like the reward of that, and it, that when you hear that sound, that was the reward. It was that instant cue of, it's the weekend, the kids are in bed, I can now relax and enjoy a cocktail. I'm not nursing, so I can enjoy alcohol. I'm not pregnant, so I can enjoy alcohol. And then taking that cue, that cause of why I would then automatically reach for that drink, or reach for that snack, or reach for that whatever, reach for that habit, figure out what it does for me. It's the comfort, it's the reward at the end of the day, and replace it with something else. So I replaced it with 0 calories, 0 sugar, basically just carbonated water. It's the like LaCroix, I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not French. But any other 0 calorie, 0 sugar, sparkling water will replace that. I'll still get that same sound, that same audible trigger, that same audible cue, that same audible reward. I still get the fizzy. I still get to sit down on my couch and have that relaxation time. If you enjoy, and I'm not saying give up your wine. This is nothing about me saying do any of these things, but I'm just using these as an example. So if you sit down and have a glass of wine at the end of the night, what is that glass of wine doing for you? What benefits are you getting out of it? What is cueing you to say, it's the end of the day now, this is my reward for making it through the end of the day, or this is my relaxation at the end of the day, and finding something else to take the place of that relaxation, or to take the place of that comfort, or whatever it is. So maybe instead of having a bowl of ice cream, a bag of chips, and a beer, or a glass of wine at the end of the night, maybe you have a seltzer water, or maybe you have a hot cup of tea, a hot cup of herbal tea. It's going to still be the same calming relaxation. You're going to still get the same benefits, and you can still have the same reward from it. You can have that, you're replacing habit for habit. So that kind of leads itself to the habit of stress eating. And I'm not going to, like I said, I'm keeping this short today, so I'm not going to go into that too much. But if you are a stress eater, if you are a boredom eater, if you are a mindless eater, think about really, really this week, focus on why you're doing what you're doing. If you catch yourself eating a certain food, or overeating a certain food, or whatever, when you're doing it, why you're doing it, what's triggering it, what are you hoping to get out of it? Are you at a party? Are you like me? Because I'm very socially awkward. Are you at a party and you're not necessarily even wanting to eat, but you're eating as a distraction from the stressful situation around you, which in my case is being social and being in a crowd. So I'll sit there and mindlessly eat to keep myself occupied, as opposed to having to interact with people, which I know sounds crazy. But it's okay. So instead of having that food going constantly in my house, maybe I have a glass of water. So I'm constantly sipping on a water. So I'm not just feeling like I need to hold on to something, or I put my hands in my pockets, or I find somewhere else to sit, or I find someone to talk. It's kind of get what I'm saying here. You find the problem, find what you're using food for as a solution. Okay, you're using food for a solution for stress relief. Find something that when you get stressed in a certain situation will help you with that stress. Will working out in general help you decrease your stress? Absolutely. Every time you work out, you get those happy endorphins racing through your body. You have that feel-good feeling. You get through a workout and you're going to feel proud. You're going to feel accomplished. You get in our app, you log your workout. You get to hear, and that's why I really want you guys to log your workouts, is you get to see that. Congratulations, you worked out this many times this week. You should be proud. You are a rock star. We all get to see it and be encouraged by you, but also give you the applause that you need, give you the reward that you need and you deserve, that say, great job for kicking ass today. Great job for getting your workout in. But, you know, maybe exercise when you're stressed about a crazy life situation, maybe exercise is not, you haven't built that up as a habit yet. But maybe you can call a friend. Maybe you can sit down and pray. Maybe you can take a warm bath. Maybe you can go out and go for a walk. So instead of sensing that trigger, sensing, okay, I'm stressed, I'm reaching for food, tell yourself, okay, habit being triggered, recognize it. Get a little note card, make a little tally. Even if, okay, I recognize I just stress ate. I didn't eat on my plan. I just got stressed, or I got hungry, or I got bored, or whatever the case. Make a little tally. Just make note of what you're doing as a habit without even thinking. Because there's so many things that we do every single day without thinking. And I'm not just talking about food. I bet every single morning when you put on your shoes, you probably put the same shoe on it, the same, foot every day. So you might start with your right shoe every single day. It's not something you think about consciously. It's just something your body does because it's just going through the motions. So when I'm bored and I'm reaching for a bag of chips, it's not even a conscious thing. It's, I am bored, I'm going to reach for a bag of chips because I can then just sit there and mindlessly eat something. I can sit there and occupy my brain by just chewing. I can occupy that. Recognize it. Figure out what the reward you're getting. Figure out what your body is trying to get out of whatever habit you're doing. And then try to find a replacement habit. Not just say, okay, I'm not going to stress eat anymore because I'm never going to get stressed anymore and I'm not going to do it. You have to find a suitable replacement for you. And again, that's going to be unique for you. Maybe taking a warm bath is not relaxing. Maybe going and getting a massage is not relaxing for you. So I can't say do this instead of this. It's something that you have to search your heart and your mind for, to say, okay, if I'm getting comfort through food in this stressful situation, what steps can I take to not only reduce my stress, reduce my overall stress, but life still gets stressful, but what can I replace food with? What can be my new comfort? Because food is not comfort. Food is just a thing. So we're going to replace that thing with something healthier and something that you can be in control of. So I don't want to beat a dead horse. I think that's kind of covers it. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk in circles all night long. And I love to ramble. So have a great night. I'm probably not going to do a full crazy workout because I got 3 hours of sleep last night and I'm exhausted. So I'm going to do some stretching and yoga because I'm listening to my body. But I've also built up this great habit of working out every single Monday night at 8 o'clock. So I don't want to break it. So I'm going to keep the good times rolling. Have a great night, everyone, and have a great week.